Hey guys, welcome into this video where I am going to be joined by CJ, a Town Hall 14 base builder for Blueprint, and we're going to be jumping in to take a look at this awesome base that was ran in the recent Clash Masters event. Welcome onto the channel, CJ. Great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. Hey guys, I'm CJ. I build for multiple teams, Bushido, Head Start, and also Kilo 1 and QSFM. And for the tournament Clash Masters, I built a few bases for my own team that made it, that qualified. And this one in particular held quite well in the quarterfinals and semifinals.
Awesome. All right, so we'll jump in, we'll take a look at these replays in the background, and you can maybe tell us a little bit about this base.
Well, essentially, we were looking at the current state of the meta, and this was just after the Super Dragon nerf. And we thought about running a few box spaces, because particularly box spaces are annoying to attack, especially for spammers, for people that like to use Super Dragons. And with box spaces, you have to find a very good charge or a very intricate Blizzard Lalo to be able to completely smash the space. So the thought behind this space was, let me make a box space and try to fix the traps according to what team we faced in the Clash Masters qualifiers. And if we look at the base right now, I trapped the base two different ways when we faced the two different clans we faced in the qualifiers. In the first match, the first replay you will see was against No Chance Black. And before the war started, obviously, I took notes of what they like to do, how they like to attack bases, and I realized what they would either do on this base. So I particularly focused on Sui Lalo because I watched them do a lot of Sui Lalo. But at the same time, they did a Queen Charge Lalo on the base. But just to be careful, I set up the traps in a way that it could also stop Queen Charge Lalo with a flinger. The idea with the traps, if you see at 3 o'clock, I had two giant bombs. If he was going to charge Town Hall, which in fact he did, I expected a flinger from 3 where he dropped his queen and then he would go into Town Hall and the flinger would eventually get my scatter shot. So with the idea of placing two giant bombs there just to make sure that flinger does not get the value and basically break down the attack slowly and slowly. But the attacker didn't choose to use a flinger. I'm not sure why. He went with a Queen Charge hybrid, I'm pretty sure. He charged straight into my Town Hall and he tried breaking his queen to the CC and he hybrided from the top. And even though I didn't focus on hybrid because I did not watch them do a lot of hybrid when I was taking notes of their attacks, but the base still held very well and it did very good. And then came the second war. We decided to rerun this base, and obviously when it comes to rerunning a base, we know that the enemies would obviously have taken notes about us, would have seen our bases, would have looked at our traps pretty well to know exactly where our traps are and how they could break down the base. So we were facing Marcos Gaming in the semifinals, and they're known to use their spam attacks. So I focused basically to put the NATO behind the Town Hall, make sure the blimp for the Town Hall doesn't get a lot of value, make sure that everything sits in the Town Hall poison, the loons don't get additional expos, and it held actually perfectly. And with box spaces, I always recommend having 2 single Inferno Towers for against spam attacks, which is completely perfect because those Super Dragons die really quickly against those single Inferno Towers if the enemy doesn't freeze in time. And the base, once again, held very well in the semifinals as well, but unfortunately we did take the loss that time. It was GG's to Marcos. They played well, and this base held pretty good in the quarter and the semifinals of Clash Masters.
Yeah, for sure. So what kind of CCs were you running? Did you run the same CC for both, or?
Yeah, matter of fact, we did. For both matches, we ran Lava Hound and Headhunter. The idea was if somebody Queen charges the Town Hall, that Lava Hound will be extremely annoying as the single timing. The Town Hall poison will be so annoying that the attacker would constantly have to freeze and freeze. And if you watch the replay, actually, I'm pretty sure the guy's Queen ability popped off before he even reached to the single. It was because of that Lava Hound. It was extremely annoying. And against Marcos, we also thought running a Lava Hound would be good because for the backend RC, if he has that RC to send it in, that Lava Hound comes out and he doesn't get the CC with his dragons. The Lava Hound comes out, delays the attack more, makes sure he either time fails or fails, and it worked perfectly in both cases.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, you've definitely built a pretty nice base here, and as always, the links to this will be down in the descriptions for you guys to grab for yourself. But CJ, thank you so much for coming on, breaking this base down a little bit. Of course, it's always amazing to see your own base designs defending, so congratulations on it. Some pretty nice defenses there. Hopefully we'll see some more from you and from these teams in the future. But thank you so much for coming on, man. Always a pleasure. Anything you want to finish up by saying?
Thank you for having me in general, and I want to remind everybody to use code BLUE.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, well, that is the end of the video. Make sure you guys head down, leave a like on the video, subscribe as well. Let us know in the comments if you guys do run this base, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.